2 in the morning, rest is getting harder. Slipped on my house shoes, checked on my daughter. Just had a dream.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today we are bringing you episode number 6 of our journey. As you know, we're in Norway, and we're going to start with some really bad news. This is some really bad news, guys. I'm really sorry. Hovland's got an injury. He's pulled his hamstring. He's going to be out for 7 days. Yes, 7 days. I can't believe it. 7 days. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. But, you know, this could actually be good. I know I just said this isn't good, but this could actually be good. Do you know why it could be good? Because this is going to give someone else an opportunity to stake a claim at centre-back. They can come in, they've got the opportunity to play 1, maybe 2 games, stake a bit of a claim and say, hold on, boss. I've come in, I've done a fantastic job. Now you've got something to think about. You can't just put him straight back in the side. You've got to think hard. Do you swap the team up? Which is fantastic. Competitions for places is really, really fantastic at this moment in time. The boys are working overtime. The lads are working so well in training. I've got to say, Mats is just sensational. He stays late after training with JB, and JB works on his long shots a lot. He is sensational when it comes to long shots. Not all of them go on target, unfortunately, but I'll tell you what, when he hits it sweet, oh my days, it is a fantastic power shot. Absolutely loving him at this moment in time. He really is a key essential to this team. Lots and lots of good things about this team. It's the work rates, it's the players, it's the skills. This team is just so much fun to play with. But before we get deep into this episode, hopefully you guys have sorted yourselves out for Christmas. Just speaking about Christmas, if you do hear any noise in the background, that'll be my little ones. They're upstairs. They've got sellotape, they've got wrapping paper, they've got presents that they've got to wrap up. They wanted to do it. They didn't want Daddy's help because I'm really bad at doing the wrapping. So they wanted to do it all themselves. So if you do hear any noise, any banging, any clattering, that will be them two going to war over wrapping paper and sellotape and all that good stuff that happens around the Christmas time and the Christmas holidays. So hopefully they won't be too loud. They are listening to, they've got the door shut and they're listening to 1D. I know, I just said it, One Direction. Oh my God. My life doesn't get any worse. It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. I'm just thankful I can throw myself into career mode. I can throw myself into Malda and I can throw myself into Notts Forest. Otherwise, I think I would go technically insane. But insane has to be the referee, because what did Gat do? Joshua Gat is one of our most fantastic players. He can play so many positions. He's just fantastic. Look, he gets the ball, the player falls over him, and that is deemed as a foul. That is deemed as a booking. What planet is the referee on? I'm absolutely disgusted by that decision. Absolutely disgusted. Joshua Gat has been sensational all season long, and that to me was just a fantastic tackle, showing everything he's about. Pace, power, determination and aggression, which I like to see from all my boys. So we get to half time. The first half was really uneventful. Really finding it hard to break some teams down as we get into the season. A lot of teams seem to have adapted to our tactical stance, which at the end of the day we're using and abusing the 4-3-3 with pace. Yes, we've got pacey wingers, we've got pacey guys coming from the centre of the park, pushing up as a unit, and they're definitely defending a lot more, with a lot more intelligence. They're cutting off the angle, so it's a lot harder. We're really having to think about the way we're having to attack, which is, I think it's going to lead to a lot of tactical changes. I'm working on some tactical changes, to be honest. As you can see, I bought CDC on. Not 100% how to pronounce his last name. Now, I think it's Chima, but I don't want to say Chima when it's completely and utterly wrong. But JB getting the ball there, goes for the shot. Defensive clearance goes wrong. Comes to, I like to call him CDC. A little bit like JB, which is Burgett. Is it actually Burgett? Burgett. Is there no hyphenations or anything like that? Because I like to call him, but that piece of skill there was sensational. I like to call him JB personally because he's just, he's one of my most favourite players at this moment in time in all of career mode. Again, so silky, pulls the trigger, slight deflection there, took all the pace and direction off that shot, but he's just absolutely sensational. And then our opponents have a little bit of a mental breakdown, knocking the ball short, allowing us to close in on them. CDC comes in, towering in with his power, and he's just one-on-one with the keeper. He slots it home to give us a deserved 1-0 lead. But my God, I should have used CDC a lot earlier because he is fantastic. I might even just call him Daniel or Danny or CC. His first name I can't even pronounce, which is really, really bad. And I just want to say a big thank you for all the people who supported me on my pronunciation. I know it's awful, but oh God, I know it's awful. Oh my days, the full-time whistle has thankfully gone. And that was a fantastic goal by CDC. He's got so much about him. I've said in the comment section, you guys have been saying, you've got to get him on the pitch, you've got to use him, remember you've got him. And he's had his opportunity. His opportunity was to come off the bench, and he's shown me that he has got a lot to offer. He is powerful, he is pacey, he's got a clinical eye. He may have had a few opportunities just before he scored, but the goal that he scored was probably the hardest of them all because he gave himself so much time. And that's the one thing strikers don't like to do. They like to react off instinct. They don't like to have too much time because that's when they normally put the ball wide, blaze it over, or generally just cock it up. He gave himself time. He slotted it away. The league position at this moment in time is not looking too gravy. We need to really, really start upping the pressure, upping our powers, and taking our gameplay and our team to the next level. A fantastic ball into JB. You would bet your mortgage on JB scoring there, but no, unfortunately, JB this time puts the ball into the keeper. And to be fair, the keeper made a decent save there, to be honest. An absolutely decent save. As you can see, we're being caught on a counter-attack. Some really poor defending down the right-hand side. You know, Joshua Gat there and Hussein getting not only outdone just by pure ability, but they should have been tactically more aware, and unfortunately they were. Joshua Gat knocks the ball across to the left-hand side. The ball's fed into Hussein, and unfortunately the referee blows the half-time whistle. And again, not a spectacular first half by any stretch of the imagination. JB with the only clear opportunity, and he failed to take it. But we were being caught on the counter-attack by our opponents. IKS, very, very strong side, I feel. Very stout and resilient in their defensive part of the game, and going forward they did look very tricky. We've got to be well and truly on our game, otherwise I feel we can get caught out, and that's the one thing that we can't afford. We've got to start building upon the first part of the season, that momentum we have. We've got to keep going, we've got to increase, we've just got to go for it all day long. Unfortunately, again, poor defensive play there. Foreign tried to pull up to play the offside track. He got it completely wrong. You don't play the offside track like that. You know, if you go up as a unit, you don't go up as a single person. And if you go up, you have to go up in a straight line. You don't go off at an angle. He decided to go off at an angle to try and play the offside trap, and it came back to bite him very hard in the arse, as we can see a very sloppy goal. The one big point there, though, is Nyland pulled off a fantastic save. Unfortunately, the ball didn't go the way he wanted it, which would have been out to the right. It bounced back inside to the left, and unfortunately we conceded a very, very sloppy goal. So I decided to make a couple of changes. Ekpo, I've asked so much of him that I felt that it was time that he needed a bit of a rest. He was starting to lag. He's been playing every game. I think he's only missed about 17, 27 minutes, something like that, of football all season thus far. He really has been playing a lot of football for this club, so I felt it was only fair to give him a bit of rest, because he was tiring, and that's the one thing we can't afford. We do get a huge opportunity, but unfortunately, little Finna, I think it's Finna, I think the E's supposed to be pronounced like Mulder, so hopefully Finna is pronounced correctly. It's probably completely wrong, and I look a bigger prat than I normally do, but JB with a nice ball into CDC. He's got time, he's got power. He puts the ball straight into the keeper's hands. Got to say, though, it was a great save by the keeper, but Finna did have a fantastic opportunity. He didn't lack any composure, you know. He took it so well. And it's going to be one of those, it's one of those really, really silly comments where you say he actually caught it too well. You know, all he'd done was just slightly mistime his backlift, but he caught it really well. It just lacked a bit of power. I think he was a little bit scared to put too much into it, as we conceded the second goal there. I really didn't want to talk about that, because that, again, was just ridiculous, sloppy defending, and unfortunately we lose 2-0, which is not good. Really, really not good. The boys are starting to tire. We've got to come up with some tactical change. This now could lead to a formation change, but I'm so in love with the 4-3-3 with Mulder that I feel that it's a formation that works and suits the club. We're not going to win every game at the end of the day, as much as it would really be nice. We're not going to win every game at the end of the day. You can see that we were outplayed. You know, we didn't dominate the percentages for possession. We didn't dominate on shots or shots on target. We were totally outplayed. And unfortunately, the board, you know, they're not impressed. They're not happy. The last match was not what we wanted. They're not happy. It's just not good. It's, at the end of the day, as a manager, we are judged by one thing and one thing alone: results. We knew what we had to do at the beginning of the season. We have to be challenging for the title. We have to be challenging for the #1 spot. We have to be challenging for the championship. We have to be winning games week in, week out. At this moment in time, we're slightly inconsistent. We'll win a couple of games, we'll draw, we'll lose. It's not good. We're not playing as well as we were in the first part of the season, in the early part of the season, which is understandable. The season's going on, players are probably settling down and starting to feel comfortable, which means I've got to up my game as a manager. I've now got to remotivate them. I've got to make them think, well, hold on, just because you're on the team sheet, just because you're playing week in, week out, doesn't mean I won't take you off, doesn't mean you're guaranteed that place. So I've got to drum that into the player's head. I've got to remotivate them and hopefully bring the best out in them. Which, it's not an easy job, but that's what I'm paid to do at the end of the day. That is what I'm paid to do. And that's what I feel I can do. We're not too far off the top spot. Rosenborg are on 18 points. We're on 14 points. That's 4 points. If we can get a little bit of a run going, if we can start picking up some results, just not lose, just pick up some results, some wins, the odd draw will be fine. We will do perfectly fine, and I'm very, very confident that we will win the title. I'm going to go on record and say we're going to finish... Oh, I don't want to say first now. I've lost my bottle. What's going to say first? I think we will finish in the top 2. I really do think we'll finish in the top 2. It's going to be extremely close. It's going to be an extremely hard season. But, that's what I'm really enjoying about this season. It's the fact that it's something so, so different. And this team, it's as every time I see these boys play, is look, JB's in. JB. I can't believe he bottled it. Again, it's one of those situations, we spoke about it earlier. Too much time. He didn't know whether to head it, control it, or just shoot. He got so much in his head going on, he decided to try and chip the keeper from the penalty spot. 12 yards, that's ridiculous. You've got to be such a deft touch. Unfortunately, he just got it wrong. But that could be a big miss going into the end of the season. At the end of this game, if it stays 0-0 or we lose 1-0, that moment could be huge. It could divide. It could define our entire season in one foul swoop. But of course, it's not going to define our season because players are going to make mistakes. We're not going to win every game. I've got to drum that into you guys. We're not going to win every game. I just hope we win enough games, get enough points as CDC breaks into the box. A great opportunity. A great opportunity. That's a huge moment yet again, and we're just failing to take our chances. Matt's making a fantastic run. As you've seen, I've swapped him onto the left wing so he can cut into that right foot because he's got a beautiful, beautiful, underrated right foot, I tell you. Fantastic cross. CDC with the header, and it's just over the bar. But my God, if CDC starts scoring, I think he will be unstoppable. The boy is big, he's powerful, he's pacey, he is so much fun. Hussein cutting in onto his left foot, goes for the shot, puts it wide. Again, another fantastic opportunity. At this moment in time, SK Brand, which I understand means fire, so SK Fire are literally being set on fire by Mulder and Finna with a fantastic shot. Powerful left foot strike straight into the keeper. But I've got to say, the keeper made a fantastic save because that is a beautiful shot. The keeper reacts late and he makes a great save. But JB picks the ball up in the centre of the park, plays a beautiful ball through to Finna. He doesn't catch it properly, and the keeper comes off with yet another save. At this moment in time, SK Fire are being kept well and truly in this game by their keeper. Matt's into Finn, and again, an opportunity goes begging. How many more opportunities will we waste? CDC in the box, surely no! Again, SK Brand's keeper has come to the rescue, and the referee unfortunately blows that full-time whistle. How did the scoreline read 0-0? How is it possible that the scoreline is 0-0? It's one of those unbelievable phenomenons. It really is. JB played out of his skin. But the final score is SK Brand 0. Mulder 0. Not what we wanted. I wanted to deliver 3 points to the fans and to the board, but unfortunately we couldn't. But we done everything we physically could. Blan had one shot, none on target, 41% possession. We had 13 with 8 on target and 59% possession. And we ended with 0 goals. I just can't fathom it. I just can't fathom it.
Careless music.
Now playing Careless.
When my speech comes, see lights, you know where the heat's from. Each one, teach one, think twice, speak once. Careless rap, pros emotions, singing on track like a locomotive. Never can whack my flows as potions, feel like bleh. Hocus pocus, not too many on the west like me. So they really be shining bright. Fresh white tee, but they dressed like me. If you ain't got bars, I like the mic. Means my flow's apocalyptic, I can spit it, optimistic. Got committed, flows you got to listen close to aquaspin. Don't ignore it, your recordings border kinda boring, don't it? I'm a poet that noticed orange rhymes with porridge. Got some telekinetic raps embedded in my intestines, fuck an alias. My cranium got alien genetics.